Hello friends, thank you for joining me for this leg strengthening exercise. We're talking about the back side today, the glutes. I have a whole series on leg strengthening exercises, so we are now working on the glutes. You will need a chair for this exercise. If you would like to grab a chair, you can come on back and then we'll get started. Okay, so we are doing squat exercises today. Chances are you have done some kind of a squat at some point in your life. We squat every time we sit down, don't we? So we have done squats at some point in our life, every day of our lives. But we're going to break this down a little bit, and then I'm going to throw a variation in here that I like to add to it. I think it just makes it a little more interesting. But to begin with, let's talk about a basic squat. So we're going to start with our feet about hip width apart. Okay, we're going to pull the rest of our body up nice and tall. We're pushing into the ground. We're pressing into the ground with all four corners of the feet. So by that I mean the outsides of the balls of the foot and the outside of the heels of the foot. My preteen daughter likes to point out to me, that's not a rectangle. There aren't four corners. But you know what I mean. You get the idea, okay? So the four corners of the feet are pressing in. We're nice and solid. Now, we're going to make a movement like we're sitting in a chair. So we sit back and we come on up. Now, as we do this, I want to give us a few things to think about. One thing is it's a good idea to pull the navel in a bit to protect that lower back, because what's really easy to happen on this one is that we arch that lower back, okay, by trying to get our bottom back and down. So we want to pull the navel in. And then we sit back like we're sitting in a chair, and then we come on up. Okay. So another thing to think about with this one is how far forward do we lean and how far are we straight up? Okay, that's always a question I have with squats, or that I get with squats. Because you see a lot of this, right? Which is one way to do it. I want to challenge us to think about this line here of your lower leg, and think about your upper body, and think about trying to keep those in the same, so parallel, right, in the same line. Now, it is much easier said than done, but that gets us trying to keep our upper body up rather than just keeping it forward, okay? Now, this may not be possible. I don't know that it's possible for me either. This is hard to do, but it's something to think about. I think a lot of times having a mental kind of target or goal in our brain is helpful to get our bodies doing what we need them to do. So that's what we're aiming toward, that's what we're thinking about, and then we come on up. Okay. How far down do you go? Go as far down, depending on if you have knees that aren't very happy with this exercise, you don't have to go down very far, okay? It's really up to you and your body, but go down far enough if your knees are okay that you're starting to feel it, you're feeling everything engage, you're feeling a little bit of burn maybe, and then we come on up. Now, I said I was going to give you a few things. I'm giving you lots to think about. You may notice that my arms are out in front, especially when I'm starting a squat. I like to do that because it kind of counterbalances, and so it lets me kind of play around with it a little bit and see how deep I can get. So, because the closer your arms are into your body, the harder it's going to be, okay? So if I take my arms out, I can kind of play with it a little bit. I can get my upper body where I want it to be. You will also notice as you're down here that your weight might be into your heels a little bit more. That's okay. That's okay if we're pressing into the heels, and then we come up out of the squat. Okay, so that's kind of the mechanics of a squat. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to turn my chair around. I personally like to have a chair underneath me when I'm working on a squat, or when I'm working in a class and we're working on squats. Because, if we happen to lose our balance, we just fall back and there's already a chair to catch us there. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to do 5 squats, okay, and then we're going to take a little break, and then I'm going to show us another kind of variation of this, or just something to throw in there to make it a little more interesting. All right, so have your hands where you'd like them. You can keep them here. If you need to be holding on to something in the front, definitely hold on to something. If you need your hands on your thighs, that's okay. The most challenging is going to have your hands across your heart here, okay, grabbing your shoulders. So you find your beginning position. Take a nice big breath in, and we're going to exhale and lower. And press into the ground to come up. Good. And we exhale and lower. Now this time, think about squeezing these muscles to push us up out of the squat. Good, that was 2. We're going for 3. We exhale with gravity here. 4. Ooh, are you feeling the burn? I'm feeling it. And 5, and up. Good. Shake your legs out a little bit. Okay. So let's change this up a little bit. We're going to start with our arms out in front of us, and then every time we squat, we're going to bring them in closer to the body. So we'll cross the wrists over, and then elbows, touch the elbows, and then grab your shoulders, and then we'll take it back out, okay? So you'll see that this will change the difficulty level as we get the arms closer into the body. All right, so here we go, arms out in front, and we're going to squat down, and up. Now cross the wrists, and squat down, and up. Now hands to elbows, pull the navel in as we go down, hands to shoulders, and up, and then we come back out. Let's start again, hands to shoulders, hands to elbows. I should have had us change which hand is on top. That would have been better. And wrist to wrist, and then hands out in front. Next time we'll do that. Oh, and up. Good work. Okay, so always stretch it out after you've worked a muscle group. We do have stretching videos. If you've not seen those, I invite you to check those out. We're going to leave this one for today. We have other glute exercises we'll do in other videos, but we're going to leave this one for today. Just a simple squat, and then maybe adding some arms to spice it up a little bit. Okay, and I think that's it. We're going to, like I said, we're going to leave that one for today. We'll check back in next time in our next video. And until then, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.